with grace. A star is born. Before becoming a ballerina, a beauty queen, and of course, a lawyer at a Fortune 100 company, I am the daughter of a wonderful woman who cultivated my love for creative arts. My mother sent out birth announcements stating, "A star is born." It was through her constant encouragement, love, and support that she held firm that a star was indeed born. At the age of 3, my mother enrolled me in dance classes where I studied ballet and jazz and later advanced to study pointe. Pointe was by far my favorite thing to do. It was hard, it was beautiful, it was graceful. And through dance, I learned determination, resilience, and yes, grace. I also learned the dance terminology, pivot. That would be instrumental in my dance life, my professional life, and yes, my personal life. My story is one of a formidable mother, Linda Warren, who gave me and my big brother Chris everything, including a toolbox filled with certain tools: determination, good character, resilience, and yes, grace. And it was from that toolbox that I was able to glean that in life, you're going to have so many pivots. But those pivots, they take you to exactly where you need to be at the right time. And it was because of my mom's confidence in me and my skill level that I decided to audition for Clara and the Nutcracker. Yes, I was very aware. A little black girl had never danced that role before, but my mom said, audition anyway. So being the mama's girl that I was, I said, okay. So after 2 days at 8 hours a day in ballet shoes and in pointe shoes, I auditioned. I had fun. I did the best that I could. And around 9 p.m., I get a call. I'm nervous. I don't know how this is going to go. But they said, "Randi, you've been selected as Clara in the Nutcracker." Thank you. That was when I realized at an 11-year-old girl that I had done what every little ballerina dreamed of doing. And that was being cast as a little girl by the name of Clara. And I knew that I had to show Middle Georgia that a little black girl could dance this role, originally cast for a German little girl. It was historic in that I was the first and still the only one to have danced that leading role in the Middle Georgia Nutcracker. It was at that moment that I saw little girls who were so excited to see themselves in me, and to see a ballerina who said that you can do that too. That was a pivotal lesson in my life that allowed me to know that whatever door God allowed me to enter into, that I was supposed to be there. And that whenever anyone tries to dim your light, and that they will, that you must show that your light shines so bright instead of all the haters. So a pivot. In dance, a pivot is defined when a dancer's body turns vertically on its axis. You guys are like, ooh, what is that? So I'm in 5-inch heels, so I'll just do a little bit so I don't kill myself on the stage. But you just do a little turn like this, just without moving. But in life, A pivot is a purposeful, intentional journey where you're able to just turn a little bit, but it becomes more than just changing direction. So my pivot happened on February the 2nd, 2018. My life changed forever. My brother and I, we lost our mother and our best friend. Everyone looked at us like, oh my gosh, what are they going to do? And we felt the same thing. Yet, what my mother gave us were tools. My brother and I were thrust in this whole community, a membership that no one ever contemplates joining. And guess what? Your membership, it can't be revoked or denounced. But you have to push. In life, grief gives you two choices, and it affects everyone. First, you can be defeated by it. This by far is the easiest thing to do. Because guess what? You don't have to do anything. But two, you can grow from it. But know that if you grow from it, it is a very difficult journey. Nevertheless, once you're able to pivot, it's well worth it. So my question to you all, have you ever faced any type of loss that put you in profound grief? And what did you do in that moment? Did you give up or did you push through it? I can tell you what I did. I got quiet. I unplugged from social media. I purposely reset because I knew one thing's for certain. My mother gave me these tools. They look like grit. They look like resilience. They look like style. And they look like grace. But in those moments, you're realizing a pivot in life is a set of methodical steps that take you where you're supposed to be. You put one foot in front of the other, and before you know it, you have a pivot. So in life, my grief was like an intervention, a reinvention, but it wasn't quite a starting over. My grief more so was an evolution. It brought me to my most authentic self, and it showed the world who my mother is in me. No, I do not talk about my mother in past tense because she lives in me. What I do know is that when you choose grief, in life, those methodical moves, they take you to where you're supposed to be at the right time. So 9 months later, in the midst of tremendous grief, I left a prominent role at a law firm in Atlanta, and I pivoted. I moved to Columbus, Georgia, to become in-house counsel for a large corporation. Columbus is very different from Atlanta, and I was like, okay, so what are we doing? However, Columbus has become home. I've made many friends and family members, and it has been a place that I've been able to cultivate my new normal, to walk in grace, and to pivot with so much equipment, such as discipline, resilience, grace, and perseverance. And what I do know, in those moments when I'm most afraid, I can hear my mother say, stand. And when I stand, I know that my pivot is happening. But guess what? You all have purposeful pivots in your life that you've had to do. And it's so important that you share that because you never know who you can help, who's going through a bad day, and when that pivot may have to happen to you again. So I leave you with purposeful pivots to help me, Linda. So Linda is my mother's name, but I also created an acronym that means living in new divine acceptance. And so how do you purposely pivot? First, be still. It's in those moments of stillness that you're able to manifest your destiny. 2, give yourself grace. You're doing the absolute best that you can. 3, accept that pain that you feel. It's at that stage that you're birthing your next level. 4, journal through your pain. You'll be so surprised how well you've done and how encouraged others will be of your testimony. And lastly, live your life well. Pivot with grace. Thank you.